Hi, so for my digital lookbook, Project One, I'm going to be talking about gender and religion. My name's Molly. All right, here we go. So my theme is gender and religion, and just a quick introduction. From the time we're born, we are obviously socialized to categorize people and things into a gender binary. Whether this is color, toys, clothes, and then we're born to a mother and father, typically in a binary heterosexual lens, and then it then becomes part of how our brain forms ideas and themes around masculine and feminine traits throughout our life, which can obviously impact our outlook on life, the paths we take, whether it's like our career paths, or a creative journey, etc. So, through many institutional structures, this is normalized, most of them. And one of them is organized religion. So, that's what I'm going to be talking about in my documentary. Um, and specifically, I'm going to be interviewing women, um, and just going to be talking about how women have had to adopt gender performances that contribute to the gendered reality, at least in the Western world that I just described. So yeah, for the film's vision and mission, this is just a general like shot that I want to include. Sorry for the quality. So yeah, the vision is just to showcase LMU postgrad females' experience with religion's impact on their identities as women. And I specifically chose to highlight LMU postgrads, one because that's sort of the cast of characters I can work with this summer. um, and also just because a lot of my friends and I have talked about, our experiences with religion going to a Jesuit college, and a lot of us have gone to religious high schools and just grew up in religious families. And I'm just interested in exploring how that has, affected our lives. And so that's kind of the mission, is just to provide insight to viewers of the doc about religion and its intersections with gender through the lived experiences of these characters. So yeah, more on the characters. Obviously, there's going to be no males in the doc. This is just another representation of the man shot that I want to show. And so yeah, here are the characters. We have Sitlali, who's a Latina female. She went to religious high school and LMU. Eliza, a white female, religious high school and LMU. Domenica, Italian, LMU. Bailey, white, LMU. Marie, white, LMU. And Victoria, white, LMU. So yeah, here are just more examples of the shot. It's going to be a simple close-up shot. Very interested in the intimate nature of like a black and white viewing experience. And here's the style. So obviously pretty simple, black and white, like I said, and we're only going to be seeing the participants' answers and not my questions. Here's a good example.
The first movie that I remember seeing was The Little Mermaid. And my parents still tell me stories about going to see that movie with me, and I think I was 3 years old at the time. And on the way home from seeing that movie in the theaters, I was in the car in the back seat singing the words to the songs that I'd heard in the movie. And they kind of looked at each other and were really confused as to how I was remembering the words after seeing the movie only once. The first song that made me fall in love with country music was Blue by LeAnn Rimes. That song just completely resonated with me, and I think what resonated with me even more was that she was young and she was doing these things that I could only dream about doing. All the things.
So yeah, this is just like a New York Times series that they do called Screen Test. Obviously, this is very old. This is like very early T Swift era. Um, But yeah, so you can tell it's just really intimate, it's black and white, quiet. I'm still deciding on whether or not I want to include like a soft score, musical score in the background. Um, but I kind of do like and the quiet background and just being able to hear the participants' answers. It's clear what the questions are just from the answers, so I don't feel like it's necessary to include my voice or my questions. Yeah, so let's move on. So again, the style. The first video that I showed, the black and white screen test video of Taylor Swift, was just kind of to show the style and the look that I'm going for, like the black and white, the intimate. This is an example of more of like kind of how mine is going to look because I'll have multiple participants. So the same quick cuts, just not black and white, but we've already seen this.
Or Hispanic, but I'm Mexican.
As Latin Americans, as Hispanics.
So yeah, just the quick cuts between. And yeah, again, just black and white. The subject is going to be well lit, even though it's black and white. A dark background, no distractions, and just the close up shot. So yeah, the first shot, I kind of loved how in this New York Times video they did a bit of an intro with her getting ready to talk about her answers. You get more of a feel of like where the participant's head is at. She does look like a little bit nervous and just, yeah, I don't know, getting ready to answer some questions. So I like that. Obviously, my participants aren't going to be getting their makeup done as they're not Taylor Swift, but just getting ready to film, like fidgeting, maybe adjusting their seat, maybe filming them as they sit down or yeah, just getting ready to film. I feel like it brings a more human aspect to the shot. And then, yeah, the following shots are just like the examples I showed, just them answering questions. The shots are cut between each subject answering the question. And these are the same photos I had in the beginning of the presentation, just showing them again to demonstrate it. But yeah, thanks for paying attention. I'm really excited to show everyone this.